Kieran.
Okay, so let me do a quick intro, and then Pratigya will take over. To anyone who hasn't met me before, I'm Kieran. I'm the PM for this project, and today we're going to do the Switch Portal training. We're going to go over the navigation. We're going to give an overview of what we enhanced, and we're going to show you the navigation and how to use the Switch Portal functionality within EHBs. Please let me know if you have any questions before we get started. If not, I'll hand it over to Pratigya, and she will conduct the training, and she will go over the screens as well.
Thank you, Karen. Hello, everyone. My name is Pratigya. Good afternoon, and welcome to the session. This demo/training is geared towards the applicant grantee and on how to use the Switch Portal feature, as Karen mentioned. And this webinar is geared towards the electronic handbooks or EHB users who have both applicant, grantee, and service provider role. We will demo the changes that allow you to easily switch between your two accounts without having to log in and out of the systems. But before we go any further, I request you all to put your questions in the chat box, and we will address them at the end of the session. So with that, let's move on to our agenda. We will cover the background of why we made the changes, the benefits you receive as the grantees and service provider. We will explain what the changes look like, give a quick preview, and a demo of how this will work for you. Now moving on to the background. So as both applicant grantee and service provider, if you have to switch between these accounts right now, you know that previously you had to log out of the current system, log back in enter all your credentials, passwords, and then you get access to the other account, which was cumbersome and it made it time consuming working with both roles. So for this new enhancement, we made some changes to EHBs. You will only have to log in once to access grantee or service provider account. You can get started with either of those. Once logged into the system, we have a new feature where you can easily click a button and switch from the account you are logged in to another account. So if you're logged in currently as the applicant grantee, within a click of a button, you can easily access the service provider account. There is no process in between to log out and log back in to another system. One essential note here I would like to add is that there are no further changes we've made to the existing functionalities, tasks, processes. Everything works as is. The only part where we have made those changes is the addition of that button that allows you to switch the account. So how to switch accounts? When you log in as a grantee or service provider, you land on the home page. On the right side of the page, any page on the right side, top right of the page, there's an option, a drop-down option that will allow you to click on either grantee or service provider under Switch Portal option. And again, that depends on which page you are on, which account you are on at the current moment, and that will take you to the home page for the account portal you selected. For example, let's say you're on grantee page currently. If you go and click on the Switch Portal option, it will show you the option to switch to service provider. Upon clicking the option of service provider, that will take you to the service provider homepage. So that is how it works. And then again, from service provider homepage, you can always switch back to grantee within a click. One important thing here is that if you have made any changes, if you're working on any of the task pages, it is essential for you to make sure you have saved all your work before you switch portal, just so that you do not lose your data. And we'll look at how this works in a minute. So this is the login page. We have the two main roles, the applicant grantee and the service provider. So these are the two roles that are associated with Switch Portal currently. They are the only ones that have this feature to switch their accounts. And all you have to do is, after landing on the page, go all the way to the right on top. And when you hover over it, you see there's a switch portal option. And underneath, you see there's a service provider option. So that means that you're currently on applicant grantee page. And upon clicking here, the account will switch from grantee to service provider. Similarly, so you look at this diagram at the image at the bottom. This is the service provider homepage. On the right top, you will again, when you hover over your profile name, you will see the switch portal option with grantee. So upon clicking that button, you will it will take you back to the grantee homepage. So that is how switch portal feature works. So before we move on to the demo, are there any questions so far with how switch provider works between grantee and service provider portal? All right. So we'll move to the demo here. So as you can see here, this is the main login page here. I will first log in as an applicant grantee. Of course, your login page is going to look different because we do not have the login.gov right now, but that login system will remain as is. Like that is not changing here. This is just for demo purposes. So on our homepage, again, no matter which page you are on, the electronic handbooks or EHBs, you will see that on the top right, when you hover over your profile, you see there's a switch portal option, and underneath this, you see service provider.
Patricia,
Yes.
please share your screen. We don't see your screen.
Oh, one second.
Thank you.
Can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. Did we miss any part here? Right, I'll just go from here. So right now we're on the applicant grantee page. And as I mentioned earlier, on the right top, you see that upon hovering over the profile icon, I see the switch portal option, and underneath it, we have the service provider option. So once I click on it, all I have to do is just click on that option, and it will take me straight to the service provider account. So it removes the part where we're logging out and logging back into a different account that we wanted. And again, we land on the service provider homepage. From here, again, on the right top, you will see the switch portal option, and underneath it, we see grantee option. So upon, again, clicking that, you come back to the grantee page, and it works the same no matter which page you are on. So let's go to the grants page. Let's see, let's give it a little time to load. Let's try this one. All right, let's do the task page. So on the task page, again, all you need to do is go to the right top and click on the service provider option under switch portal, and that will help you navigate to the service provider. So regardless of what page you are on, any task that you're working on, you will have that option consistently on the same place here. But again, like I said, if you're working on a task, if there's any task you're working on, please make sure that you save that before you switch on to a different portal, because that you will lose your data if you don't. So again, it's pretty straightforward, regardless of, again, which page you are on the service provider side. Again, this is within the organization home. And then again, from here, I still have the option on the top right. I can again switch back to grantee. Let's switch back to service provider from here. Okay, from here, if you're accessing RSR pages, again, even within those RSR pages, you are able to switch back to your grantee portal. One thing again to note here is if you have started any actions on any of these pages, please make sure to save them before you switch portal. But that is very important. So yeah, that is the that is how switch portal feature works. It allows you to switch between applicant grantee and service provider seamlessly. It just removes the part where you are logging in and logging out of a system multiple times in order to access these accounts. So yeah, and again, something that I would like to stress is that none of the other processes aside from switching the account has been none of them are updated. They remain as is. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this demo. Are there any questions? Let me stop sharing my screen so I can look at.
Alex, any questions? I think we're complete with the demo. Please let us know if you have any questions. As you've seen, it's fairly, as far as UI goes, and the functionality that you can actually see on the screen, it's fairly small change, right? We just added that link from the top where you'd be able to switch from one portal to another. And currently it's only for applicant and service provider. In the future, we might extend this capability to other portals, but this was our first pilot for the switch portal functionality. So the functionality is limited to just those two portals, and being able to switch it with that drop down from your top right corner and clicking on that link to jump from one portal to another without having to log in and log out. That's pretty much the entire scope of the functionality that we have implemented. Please let us know if you have any questions. If not, I think we're good to go. And thank you so much for attending this. And if you have any other questions also, please direct it towards us. You can send it to Alex and copy me and Pratigya, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.